We are live. I believe we're live inside our community. Just bear with me. Yes, I think we are. We are live inside the community. If we're not on the Zoom, please make sure you check in on the Zoom and get in so that we can answer your questions after the call. But today is a really cool call today because I know that a lot of us are taking some of these supplements. I don't know about you, but I think I spend more money on supplements than I do actually on some basic needs sometimes. I think I spend more money on my supplements just so I can feel good because when you feel good, what happens? You sure good. And this is exactly what I've noticed over the last 2 years is how much I feel like I'm aging backwards, and I finally found a solution. So once you know that something works, you don't want to let it go. So what if I could show you a way to get your supplements covered? If you can get your supplements covered but not make you happy, it would make me happy. And I'll tell you, a big reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today is so that I can pay for my new addiction, which is feeling good. And that comes from the products that I take. So today is going to be a really great opportunity for you to learn from one of my favorite people in the whole world. She's a sister from another mister. She's one of the people that I remember attending some of our original Real Talk shows. If you remember back in the day before I even started this journey, I was doing a lot of health advocating education. My mission was to help spread the word of different ways of healing. And we did a show on breast cancer. And I know she wasn't the attendee or the main guest at that time, but she shared a story later on with me after we shut down the recording. And then I learned about a story when it came to breast cancer. I learned about a story about vitiligo. Then I learned more about her passion to what she does now. And during that relationship that I built with her, I've learned that she has so much value and knowledge that she needs to bring this forward because it can help so many of us. So many of us not only reduce our expenses, but potentially help us open up doors to help others get access to what we know. So in some cases, a lot of the barriers is not necessarily the want or the understanding. It's because of the restrictions that they may have because of life experiences, because they may not necessarily have, the excess money to, being a mother of three children. I know what this is like, where you have to juggle your expenses, and sometimes your health becomes secondary. So if we could show you a way to get your wellness covered today, or even finance when you're in those moments of critical need. And believe me, I've gone through and seen people based on my relationship with working with Dr. Ronnie, where they may be in a position of critical need. And there are options to maybe delay your payments. You don't want to wait too long to be able to cover your expenses especially when it comes to your health. But for every day buying of supplements and helping feed in some cases, it becomes a new addiction. There are ways of doing that, and we're going to discuss that today. So I'm going to bring in my lovely friend, um, Sonia. If you don't know who Sonia is, Sonia Van Heck, she is a wealth of, you explain what you do because I'll mumble it up. What do you do, Sonia?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. And even if you're not on the live today, and maybe you're catching this at a later time, I just want to introduce myself and let you know who I am. My name is Sonia Van Hecke. I've been in the medical field for over 30 years, whether it was supporting patients and getting them the treatment that they need by getting it authorized through their insurance carriers, or whether it was managing a doctor's office to make sure he had all the necessary approvals and items that he needed to be able to do his stuff or her job right as a practitioner. I've been in this industry for a mighty long time. So I'm coming here to you with over 30 years of experience. Last 20 years been with just straight carriers, meaning I've worked with insurance carriers. And one of the things of why I believe that it's important to listen to this is because many of you guys, like Gillian said, you're putting your health on the back burner because you don't know how to finance it. How do I finance to stay healthy? Because ultimately, what can happen, folks? You're either going to be paying for prevention or you're going to be paying for a cure. You decide how it is that you're going to fund your health. before it happens or after it happens. But that's a critical thing that I know that for myself at age 56 and now navigating these this second half of life has been so different. Not because I don't want to take care of my health. It's because things happen. The machine, the body doesn't work like it used to work, right? So today I'm going to come to you and I'm going to share with you ways that you can save maybe on tax dollars for medical expenses that you're paying for anyways, things that you might have been scared before to participate in with your employer, or maybe you just didn't know about it. And now today you're going to hear about it and you're going to be able to say, okay, I'm going to go ask my employer if they offer that. I'm going to go ask the plan that, because so many incentives built into a lot of the plans or health insurance that you have that you may not even know you have the ability to ask. Ask to help you with some of the costs of the things that are taking care of some of the conditions that you're dealing with. Jillian, if you don't mind, do me a favor, put up the screen. And what we're going to do is Jillian recently wrote an article, and we're going to go through that article because I want you to have that as a tool to help you share with others. Now, obviously, you could take some of the content and maybe spin it a different way and just know that that you have it available to you to be able to teach others. You know, Jillian has such a tremendous heart, and she has a heart of giving. And the reason I know that is because she's the one that wrote this article. I have the knowledge to explain it right in a way that comes from an expert that has been sharing this advice to many, many customers throughout these years. But now we're going to share it to you, so you have the tools as well to be able to help those yourself and those that you love. So this is going to be a practical guide for you guys to know how to use a health savings account and a flexible spending account. In addition to that, we want you to know that there's other things that you guys can use like BNPL and credits to fund your detox and supplements. I know that I think in Canada, they say that there's a program that you have like $1,000 to pay for additional costs that you may have for things that might be because you're anemic and you're taking iron. So we want you to know that a lot of the things that help conditions, right? Because you do have to have a condition. You can't just go in and say, oh, I just want to prevent iron deficiency, or I want to prevent getting sick. In most cases, these plans were designed for you to be able to offset something that's going on in your body. If you tell me, yeah, my iron was low in my last lab test, then you have a medical
Sonia, did we break up?
to help. Hello.
I think our connection's a little wonky. Can somebody verify that?
Yes, I could not hear her either.
Sonia, do you want to start at line one, or maybe Sonia? Okay. Claudia, can maybe message Sonia, and then I'll just continue. Okay.
I will call
Right.
her.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, so basically on to follow, can you hear
Jillian,
me? Are
I
you
can hear
back
you.
in?
Yes, yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
All right, okay. I guess we
Interesting.
just lost you for a minute there, so you froze
Can
for
you
a
hear me
second.
now?
Yes, I can. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay,
All right.
perfect. So one of the things that we want to make you guys know that most of your For Life supplements, okay? Now, remember this, For Life supplements are not meant to treat, cure, or prevent any illness. So you might be asking yourself, well, how is it that you're telling me that I can have these supplements paid for with pre-tax dollars? Well, the reason I can tell you that is because there's probably one ingredient in the product that you're taking that's helping you with the condition. Like for myself, I have sciatica. I don't know if any of you guys have sciatica, but sciatica means there's a nerve or a vein right in my buttocks. And it's really attached to my back, and it hurts bad when I don't take my Renuvo. And it's not so much the brand Renuvo or For Life that's helping my sciatica. It is the contents inside of it, like turmeric, shishandra. It's got other things in there too as well, like transfer factor that's actually helping my sciatica. So one of the key things would be is having the provider, right? Getting a medical necessity, and we'll talk about this, and I'll show you a form in just a second. To be able to write that and say, yes, my patient needs this ingredient and this is my preferred brand. Now, today I just got off the phone with Peloton because I wanted to be prepared for you today to tell you that even, do you guys know Peloton? If you do, just put a 1 in the chat so I know who you know who Peloton is. Peloton's well known, right? Worldwide. They're the ones that have the bikes and the exercise equipment. If you go to their website, they actually partner with a company called TrueMed. Have you ever heard of them? Well, TrueMed gives a medical necessity letter so you can use your HSA dollars and your FSA dollars to pay for your Peloton equipment. Did you hear me? Yeah. You can get a medical necessity letter from those providers to help you use your pre-tax dollars to pay for those things. So you might have heard these words said before, FSA, HSA at work. And you might have heard this as well, which is use it or lose it. And you probably were like, oh, no, I'm not doing that thing because I don't want to lose anything. I just want to tell you, pay attention when they come out and they share with you how to use these accounts, because honestly, they are tools to help you be able to fund the stuff that you need. And in most cases, especially when it's a sponsored plan through an employer, they're funding it up front. So whatever your beginning of the plan year is for your plan at work, usually they're giving you whatever amount you select it all up front, and you can use that usually with a handy dandy little debit card that comes attached to that HSA, or not the HSA so much, but the FSA. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. So companies like TrueMed partner with suppliers like Peloton to be able to give you those products. Now, personally, myself, I have a provider that gives me my letter of medical necessity. My doctor, I just tell him, hey, doc, I'm using this and this ingredient in it helps me with my sciatica. Can you please just give me a written script, a prescription that states that you're recommending it for me and that I need it, and this is the dosage you recommend? So I tell him, and guess what he does? He gives me my letter of medical necessity. He writes it out just like any other prescription. Now, obviously, we know that most providers today, when they write out a prescription, it's usually something electronic sent to the local pharmacy. You just need to let your doctor know, I need it written out on your little tablet or your whatever you use to write out a prescription for physical therapy or whatever it may be. I want you to write it out like that so I can send it to my health savings account provider or my flexible spending account provider to be able to tell them that this item is entitled to be used with pre-tax dollars. So that's the biggest thing with these HSAs and FSAs, is that you can substantiate that that particular expense is a qualified expense. And remember, after the pandemic, a lot of items that were previously discarded as being pre-tax returned. That means a lot of over-the-counter things. For some of you guys, you might need an air filter in your home. Maybe you're in an area where you have a lot of smog or pollution, or maybe you need a water filtration system because the water is affecting your health. As long as your provider says that you need it and writes it on a script, you can actually use pre-tax dollars to do that. Even things like modifying a home for an invalid, a person that became handicapped. If you're providing for them and they're your tax qualified dependent, guess what? You can do that as well. So just remember, call your insurer, whoever it is, the provider for that particular plan, and just verify how you get and what you need exactly to submit. Not all companies have the little handy dandy debit card or allow you to just submit any claim. They might require for you to substantiate it with the medical necessity. So just remember that. Always keep your receipts. And sometimes you may need to submit a claim form, obviously, instead of using the debit card. And if your insurance for some reason denies it, go back and talk to your broker or your health advocate at work, and they'll be able to help guide you on how you can get that particular item appealed or taken care of so you can get that. Now, ultimately, You might say, guess what, Sonia? I don't work for anybody because I don't work for anybody no more. Now this is what I'm doing. I'm coming to everybody to help them get the most out of their plans. So if that's you and you tell me, hey, we don't have HSAs, we don't have FSAs, how does this work? If you're in the United States and your medical expenses equal 77.5% of your aggregated income, meaning your income after, deductions, your expenses are 7.5%. And if you're in 100,000, we're talking about $7,500, right? If that's how much your expenses are, you can take the deduction at the end of the year and itemize it in your taxes instead of doing a standard deduction. So if that's you and you don't have that HSA or FSA, just know that you can do that. We talked a little bit about the filing an appeal. Look, if you have an appeal, contact me. I'll give you guys my website and we can research it together and find out what it is that we need to do to appeal it. But this is just a sample for you guys so you guys can understand what it is that you may need from your provider. Now, that company TrueMed that I mentioned before from Peloton, this is what they do. I know there's probably a cost to it, but they give you your medical necessity letter for that Peloton or that rowing machine or that treadmill. So just know that. They also gave me a code for you guys. If you guys do want to buy a Peloton equipment, they actually gave you free assembly this time. So I can put that in our chat when you go to our website, Good Health Stories and Solutions, and you guys will get that code in that topic about this meeting tonight. I'll get you guys that code for free installation or assembly, I think he said as well, for the products. But this is basically medical necessity. As you can see, it gives the medical reason as to why the person needs it, the scientific evidence behind it, as to why they need that particular item in case they need it, and then the request. What is it exactly that we're requesting? How much of the supplement are they taking? That way they have it in your file, and every time you submit a claim for your products that you bought through your For Life account, you can submit it in to your FSA or HSA provider to be able to take that deduction out of there. Now, for some of you, you might be saying, Sonia, I wish I could help people. I mean, we're in a time and season right now where people are very uncertain, right? They're uncertain about many things. And one of the things is economy. It's expensive right now. How do I manage? I'll tell you one thing. When I got sick, right? I got sick a long time ago. I got breast cancer, and Gillian mentioned it to you. One of the things I knew I had to do was I couldn't continue living the way I was living, meaning that something got me there. Something got me to get breast cancer. Breast cancer just doesn't happen because it happens. Obviously, yes, genetically, maybe, but in my situation, it wasn't genetic. They did genetic testing. I was only, what was it? The twins were, no, I was 40, was I 40? Yeah, I was under 50, but I was like 45, and I was just married 1 year, and here I am telling my husband I have breast cancer now. And one of the things that I knew was I wanted to live. I had 6-year-olds and 9-year-old. I have 6 kids, guys. So you can only imagine they still needed me. And I knew I had to change my lifestyle. And I'll tell you one thing about hitting that brick wall of cancer was that I started paying attention to things that I never paid attention to in my body before. And I'm hoping that most of you tonight that are here, or if you're listening to this recording, are paying close attention to your body, meaning that you need to know that there is no one that's going to look out for number one but you. If you don't make yourself a priority and your health a priority, then guess what? You will suffer consequences of those habits that you've built. If you know the habits that you have aren't in line with a healthy lifestyle, you need to make changes. And sometimes it's hard to make changes when you don't have the money to do it. And here's a way that you can actually say, you know what? I want to be able to join For Life so I can buy my supplements. And one of the nice things about For Life, I'll tell you, is that For Life allows you to come in as a customer and sign up right now till the end of the year, and you get free membership for free. Okay. You're not going to have to pay absolutely any membership. Membership is usually $25. So they're waiving that with any purchase. But go down again so I can show the ways that they can fund their product. Now, if you say, hey, Sonia, I'm really serious about doing this detox, but I heard that the detox costs about $300 for all the products I need to be able to start my body out on a journey to healing. Well, guess what? we have payment companies that are available both in the US and in Canada. So if making it maybe in a couple payments, like 4 payments through PayPal, through For Life, or if you want to do Afterpay, or if you want to do Affirm or Sizzle or Split It, all these providers offer the ability for you to purchase your product and make it over a series of time. Now, let me tell you one thing that tends to happen to people when they do change their lifestyle and they start making better and wiser choices. You're going to feel more focused. You're going to have more energy. You're going to notice your body change. And guess who's going to notice too? Everybody that's around you. And guess what happens next? People are going to ask you, what are you doing different? You seem happier. You seem like you're more focused. You seem like you're losing weight. What is it that you're doing? Well, you let them know. I've changed my regimen. I've changed my lifestyle. I want to live. I want to live a happy, healthy life. Most of us will live to 120. You guys know that, right? It's just a matter of how are you going to live? Are you going to live in a wheelchair? Are you going to live dependent on others? Or are you going to be vibrant and be able to do your own thing? And that's what I'm hoping that you guys will want to do is live a happy, healthy life. But just know that with all these programs that are out there, there's one thing that I need you to know. You can try the best diet. You can try the best supplements, which is what I take. But unless you believe that you're doing the right thing for yourself, wholeheartedly believe, nothing's going to work for you. And that's one of the big things that I need you to know is like, you have to believe that you have healing in your hands and that it is doing what it's supposed to do. And that it's not an overnight success. I know I had this one gal ask me recently, she goes, because I have vitiligo and you can see it on my hand. See it? Right there. Oh, I can't remember where the camera's at on the phone, but it's on my hand, it's in my body. And sometimes it comes out a little bit more than other times. But I'll tell you one thing. I know where the weak link is in my body. That means that my immune system has been compromised through breast cancer, through vitiligo. So I don't operate the same as other people operate. I have to operate in the manner of where I'm always watching out for my immune system. I'm investing in products that help my immune system do their job. Now, my vitiligo is not on my legs anymore. I remember being a teenager. You know, when you go with your girlfriends and you have to put on a bathing suit and half your body is half brown and half white, it was awkward. But guess what? Today I have a thing that has helped me because it helps me manage my stress. It helps me manage my focus. It helps me in so many different ways that I'm not telling you it's completely gone, but I'm telling you I'm better than what I was. And what is it now? 12 years cancer free? I think that has a lot to say for itself, right? So I just want to thank you guys for giving me your time. I'm excited for what's in store for you. 2026 is going to be an amazing year. I'm hoping that if you don't know about For Life, the person that invited you here tonight will tell you a little bit more about For Life, not only about their products and about them being the immune system company of the world, but that they'll also tell you about the opportunity that's available to help others find healing with their products. They give you, when you sign up, they actually give you your own account. So if you want to refer people, they give you 25% of your future product if you want. So talk about a company that's willing to give you more than what you give. Free membership. And then if you refer somebody, they're going to give you a discount towards 25% off towards your future product. Obviously, you know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to tell you, oh no, I want to accumulate points and I want to earn free product, because there's that ability to do as well. And if they do that, guess what? Now you're not getting 25% credit. Now you're getting 25% earnings on all the stuff that anybody that you refer sends in. So I just want to leave you with that. I love you guys. I'm here. You need any questions answered, please put them in the chats. I watch all the chats all the time now. All I do now is For Life 100% of the time. I'm able to stay home and I'm able to do this and help many people. So thank you with that. Gillian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Sonia. And for those, I know we've got some people coming, late bloomers coming in for the call, but I know I've been already been asked because it's recording. Yes, we're recording, but you can always go watch the live stream until Meta takes it down. We have 30 days until Meta takes it down. So you can go look at it inside the Good Health Stories and Solutions group. For those that, like I said, Sonia shared a lot of information, and this has been something that I've leveraged. A lot of people ask me, how did I get so many people to come in to do the program when we did the detox initially? A lot of people, did it like they did look at a firm. They looked at some financing options because they needed that detoxing program. They needed it for health reasons. And in some cases, that's a big chunk of money in some cases. So let them make the decision on how they're going to find a solution. So I'm just offering some list here. I did put in the chat the link to my newsletter. I do a weekly newsletter that informs you of things that may be happening that can help you with your business, but also for informing you and how to educate others on what we do to heal. So if you want to register, go on it. Disregard any links that might be on there from mine, but the information there, I don't mind you copying and pasting and taking my links out, put your links out. I'm all about sharing the good that I have. I'm paying it forward with what I have. So make sure you do that and make sure you're inviting people to this community and listening to people like Sonia. The fact that she's now able to do this full time and educate us on these tools to help us spread the word. I can't wait for 2026 because we are going to explode the English market. I know the Spanish market has already exploded, but for me, who doesn't speak Spanish, but thank God for translation tools is happening. We've got a really great lineup happening for the new year, and I'm really excited for you guys to show up next week. Just so you know, we do have core posts coming in to help us manage the holiday stress because we know how to help people heal when it comes to physical, but sometimes we forget the emotional. And that's what we're going to do next week is help balance the stress. And don't forget, if for those that are curious to know how I pay for my supplements, I don't pay for my supplements now. I don't. They're covered. They are covered by the action of me sharing the good that I know. And thank the Lord, because I don't believe I look like I'm 59 coming up. So I feel like I'm 12. I feel like I'm 20, maybe 22 at the most, Sonia. But honestly, it's because and the people that I've seen me in the past who've seen my before and afters, they're like, this is not right. And it's not just about looking good, it's about how you feel. And we have something great here. And I want to make sure you guys have the answers you need to make sure you pay it forward. So while we have an opportunity, I'm just going to stop the live. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be getting to the Zoom. We're going to stop the live right now. Okay. All right. So out there in Facebook land, we're stopping the live, but come to the Zoom if you have any questions. All right. And the Zoom chat, by the way, if you're on the live, it should be in the post and it's also on the event. So I'll see you in Facebook land. Okay. All right. So the live stream should be stopped now. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.